Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello and welcome to episode 140 of the film Blurs. I can't believe we've done this 140 fucking times.
More than that.
More than that, because we got those special episodes and we got those episodes for the ASC.
And then hopefully, you got my solo episodes.
And then, didn't we count the solo episodes?
Mm-mm.
No? All right. Then you got solo episodes. So, yeah. You've been rocking with us for a minute. So, thank you to all our fans out there. I am Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. Uncle Jeffrey, a.k.a. J. Otis Dynamite, a.k.a. Praetorian Jeff, a.k.a. Revengeman Buttons, a.k.a. He Who Remains, a.k.a. Penny Rocksmith, a.k.a. Joey Tupaki, a.k.a. Little Tom, a.k.a. This Motherfucker, a.k.a. To Be Determined, a.k.a. the Black Giovanni Ribisi, Chocolate Tarantino, a.k.a. Ebony Spielberg. And I'm joined here, as always, with my friend and co-host.
What's up, you fucking ball bags? It's Brandon Norwood, a.k.a. Hero Protagonist. You know the plane. a.k.a. the true father of Joe, Kanye, and Aubrey's kids. Hey, Aubrey, how's it feel to have you just getting bullied over and over and over and over? Now give me my checks. Also, Kanye, just know, listen, your kids, they love me. They love me. They call me daddy. You're not even Ye or Kanye. You're just, Omari. They call you by your middle name. They call you Omari.
Is that his middle name?
Yeah. And now, thank you, because now I got Kim. Nigga. A.K.A. Papi Chulo, still eating all your Jello and sticking Molly all up in the women in your life butt and getting your grandma, your daughter, your wife, your auntie, your TT, everybody pregnant. A.K.A. the Glizzy King. Cannot wait for them glizzies after a 4-hour event. A.K.A. Mr. Krusty. I just read up on some animal crackers, Mom. Go get your dad. You can't do this without your dad singing. And don't want to miss a thing. A.K.A. the Little Protector. A.K.A. It's Morbin time. A.K.A. Ezekiel Sims. Bad ADR. Words don't match my mouth. A.K.A. my biggest pet peeve is sports because I don't like seeing grown men sweat on each other. A.K.A. Rough McGruff. A.K.A. These nuts. And A.K.A. B-Wood, the Mob Deeb. You call me your messiah, or else I will incite a holy war that'll last fucking centuries. And I will take all the indigenous people and we will go on a jihad and conquer the world and the universe.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work right there.
You saw how easy it was for Paul Mob Deeb to do it. I could do it. All right. I want to give a shout out to fucking my boy Kendrick. Just sneaked up on us and dropped an album. I gotta soak it in still. Listen to it twice, and I just been dancing to it. Like now, I'm gonna be crip walking down fucking Park Avenue tonight and Monday.
Mustard,
man. Squabble up. I just want to do the most ignorant shit. Oh my god, this album is fire. I gotta listen to it again. Co-produced by Jack Antonoff, the dude who produces every pop star on earth and Taylor Swift. Wild.
Look, talent transgresses, transforms, goes across genre boundaries. So
I
you know,
mean, I guess that dude's winning at life. He's from Jersey. He married Margaret Qualley, who's like fucking 12 years younger than him, fucking producing the biggest America sweetheart right now. If you for all my thirsty dudes out there, if you want to bag a chick, tell them like go listen to some Taylor Swift songs and memorize some lyrics.
look. If you got to go through all that, you know, good luck. Good luck.
Hey, man, it works. I seen it happen firsthand, and I was like, "Shout out to you, boy!" But I am not listening to Taylor Swift. No, nothing against her.
Look,
It's just not for me.
look, she is. I'm not taking anything away from her talent. It's just, and you know, like I've rocked with some Taylor Swift songs, but because I didn't know they were Taylor Swift songs, right?
I will say this though too. Shout out because you said it and I forgot to say it. Shout out to Tyler the Creator because his new album is fire. Shout out to Absol. Kendrick straight up shouted you out on this new album as you being one of the best in the game, and I'm like, yeah, because his last album was fire and everybody slept on it. Came out 3 weeks ago. So Schoolboy Q dropped this year. Absol dropped this year. Kendrick, and now J-Rock, you got to drop before the year's over. So that way, each member of Black Hippy put out an album this year. Also,
Yeah.
I'm glad Kendrick said right on the album, it's his fault that there's no Black Hippy album. So now we got to, just like Kendrick's bullying Drake, we got to bully fucking Kendrick into doing the Black Hippy album.
Nah, man, that's the if you bully Kendrick, he'll make a full entire fucking album about how much he hates you.
Yeah, yo, listen, that's fine as long as he's rapping and it got them other niggas on there too. Like, yo, let's make this happen, bro. Let's make this happen. The streets need that Black Hippy album. We've been waiting now almost 20 years.
Look, you know, if this one hits critical mass, you'll get one before the end of the first quarter.
Yo, I hope so. I'm glad he realizes the streets still want that shit.
Right.
All right, so let's get into trailer talk.
Roll camera and action!
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right. So what do we got on deck?
You got How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake, something I was absolutely against when it was first announced because I'm like, why? The shit just ended. And then I see this trailer, I'm like, oh shit, this looks fire.
So I've never seen any of the How to Train Your Dragon animated movies. Everyone who has seen them says that they're fucking amazing and everything like that. And I don't have anything against animated films because our main review is one of them is about an animated film.
Two of them.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna review a Looney Tunes movie.
Oh yeah, the Looney Tunes, Sean. This trailer, it looks fine to me. I have got no context to go beyond. The live action portions look good. What's the name of the dragon? Short Tooth?
Nah, Toothless.
Toothless.
That's my only problem is like, bro, y'all couldn't come up with like a different design.
It looks like the cartoon, but just, you know, CGI.
And that's why I'm like,
and not that photorealistic, right? Like I want it to look like a fucking dragon.
Well, I mean, that's good. I kind of just wish you just made a lizard. Just made a lizard with wings. Like, I don't understand why. Look, I get it. Like, this fandom is wild. But as a huge fan of this series, I would have preferred something a little different. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just a 1-to-1 translation.
Well, you know how the fans are. They tried that. They tried changing up Godzilla's look, and motherfuckers lost their fucking minds. Right?
That's true.
People are real obsessed over fucking lizards.
Yo, listen. Also, people are mad that Astrid is black in this movie, and we all have to point out, like, well, you know, it's a cartoon, number one, and number two, Astrid was voiced by a Honduran. Like, people forget America Ferrera is Honduran, and y'all motherfuckers are mad that a black woman is a fictional character who never existed in any point in time.
So here's a my general rule when it comes to this, to fandom and your outrage. If you are if there is something in the thing that you love that has never existed in the history of mankind, you can't get mad if the shit changes from creator to creator, right? Star Wars, for a perfect example. You are all mad that they put some black and brown and some yellow people in Star Wars, but you're saying it's unrealistic, but you will buy into the fact that there is a 8 foot tall bear dog hybrid that lives for 500 years that goes around murking motherfuckers with a laser crossbow. That is acceptable to you, but a black Jedi.
Also, take into a fact that more people exist in the world beyond you. Like, this shit, you also gotta realize this has to appeal to people in South America. This has to appeal to people in Japan. China is one of the biggest markets. They gotta appease to them. This has to speak also to people who are like who speak Slavic. Like, movies have to be universal, or else this shit that you love just won't get made anymore.
There are more motherfuckers out there named Mohammed than there are Carl. Just
Yeah.
so you know. Just
Yeah,
so
man.
you know. There are more
Like,
Mohammeds walking around right now than there are fucking Steves.
you know what's the most populated nation on Earth?
I'm thinking China, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then after that, it's India. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell y'all, bro.
It's like, yeah. So there are more Chens and Mohammeds and Akbars and Ahmeds than there are fucking Pauls. So
Right.
calm your tits.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, listen, if you mad about this shit, also, the cartoons are right there. You don't have to go see this shit.
Right? And that's the thing.
That's like with The Crow. I ain't see the shit because I was just like, I'm good.
Right? Like there's the multiple movies of The Crow. There's the fucking graphic novels, right? The thing that you love, just because someone else loves it and does something else with it, doesn't take away from it. I mean, The Crow's a piece of shit movie, right? No, don't get me wrong, but like, don't get mad that they decided to fucking emo Eric Draven up for this new one.
And you know what? No offense, y'all. How to Train Your Dragon also has like 3 or 4 TV shows that none of you watch. So, like, if you're really that upset, go watch these fucking shows they put up on Netflix. I can't even tell you what they are. I have not watched an episode of one of these. I've only seen the movies
Right.
because the movies were fire. I've seen them all in IMAX 3D. Like, that's also like, yo, Universal, I'm saying this now. You better give me a fucking IMAX 3D screening. This shit was shot for IMAX.
Yeah, I mean, look, so on the trailer, it looks fine to me. I'm going to have to invest some time into watching the OG animated movies.
Yeah, you do. Those are some of the best animated movies ever made.
But like, it looks fine. I have got no feelings either way. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not like dreading it. Like, I'm waiting for more than like this minute and a half teaser.
Yeah, Jeff, you fucked up because those movies were meant to be seen in 3D, bro.
All right, well, like, look, the way things are going, they'll re-release those in 3D before they drop the live action.
Yo, so we were saying this on the train ride home. Thanks to the A24 IMAX program, we kind of want to see more older movies in IMAX. We said this last night.
Yeah.
Like, they just announced and put out a trailer for 7 in IMAX, and I'm going to see 7 in IMAX.
Like, when he sent me the trailer for this the other day, as soon as I was done, I tried to hop on AMC to see if I could buy tickets for it. That is how much I am looking forward to 7 remastered in fucking IMAX.
Yeah, that The final movie in the A24 IMAX series is Moonlight. I was just like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna see this shit in IMAX. Like, I'm trying to see movies people love and enjoy. Keep putting them shits back in IMAX. Honestly,
Yeah, like I it could be a movie, and I literally have seen Seven 30 times.
I like to see Boogie Nights in IMAX. Shit,
Like I would, like honestly,
There Will Be Blood.
I would love to see fucking The Fifth Element in IMAX.
That'd be
Yo,
all you, because that movie's a piece of shit.
oh man, I love that movie so much. Oh, fucking Lilu Multipass. Like, it's not a good movie, right? And I don't think Luc Besson has made a good movie besides The Professional.
Right.
But like I will die on the hill that The Fifth Element is a fucking masterwork of gonzo sci-fi.
I want to see Lawrence of Arabia in IMAX, like,
Yep.
because in 2018, Christopher Nolan supervised a new master of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So it played in 70 millimeter and IMAX 70 millimeter. I want to see. Somebody needs to do an IMAX 70 millimeter. Like, come on, Sony would make mad money off that. They pressed a 70 millimeter IMAX print of Lawrence of Arabia.
Right? Like, can we get the OG like Star Wars, the like the trilogy in IMAX?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm saying, because like when we hit these down times like this, well, it's not down anymore because we got two juggernauts out right now.
Right.
But like when there's some downtime, like I'm sorry, but Venom playing for 3 weeks in IMAX was like detrimental to that.
Right.
Red One, y'all were just better off putting fucking Oppenheimer back in IMAX, honestly, or something else. Like, y'all could have ran fucking y'all putting Interstellar back in IMAX, and it's literally impossible to see it now. Like, just
there's 100 years worth of movies, right, that would kill large format like that I would pay money to see out in the real world, the way it was designed and meant to be seen.
Right.
But y'all keep on putting out this bullshit, right? You keep on like Red One, right? Like yes, maybe the movie would have been better playing on an actual screen, because I
know.
But like not an IMAX screen, and not it's anyway.
They should have kept that for streaming. Like, I understand why you couldn't, because y'all spent too much money on it, and then the budget inflated because of one doofus. But like, that's your fault.
That was their fault.
Yeah, that's your fault, bro. Like, listen, if I read that script, I'd be like, all right, so 120 million, right?
Yeah.
I'm not coming off the bat like, yeah, here's 200. I'd be like, no, we're spending 120, and maybe if you need it, we'll give you 30 more, so it'll come out to 150.
Red One, it honestly, it would have killed on streaming.
Yeah,
it would have killed.
This is literally a streaming movie, bro.
Yeah,
like the Tomorrow War went straight to Amazon Prime, and this shit gets shoved in.
Right, like, even though I had problems with the Tomorrow War, I would have rather seen that in a big screen.
Yeah, than this shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This shit is not worth leaving your house for. This is some shit where it's like, I got insomnia. It's 10 p.m. I need to go to sleep.
Fucking put it on for you can't even put it on for the kids because it's not meant for kids.
You have to indulge in some vice to help you go. You indulge in your vice. It kicked in, and you still can't sleep. You put on Red One, and I guarantee you, like 45 minutes to an hour in, you'll be sleeping like a baby.
Red One is a drinking game movie. 100% is a drinking game movie.
All right. Anyway. Well, yeah. Let's get into our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for: the Film Blurts feature film review.
Right. Start with.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Gladiator II. I saw it for a second time, and like I said, the only reason why I went to go see this shit again was so I could have my seat for Nosferatu. Yeah, man. On a second watch.
I mean, like, so you feel on a second watch that the way I felt on the first watch, like it's absolutely fine. I'm
Yo,
gonna I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take my
yo.
brother to see this. Right, like this is a movie like me and my brother can sit down and watch and enjoy. But like I've already forgotten. Like, when did we see it? We saw it last week.
We
Right, you
saw it
saw it.
like we saw it 3 weeks ago, and then
We
I
saw it
saw it
was it
again.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
then we saw it and then I saw it again 2 days ago.
Right.
And
And I've already forgotten.
look,
I,
I will say this: I like the experience in the Dolby screening room better than the IMAX, just because like it's a widescreen movie. It wasn't shot for IMAX, so it was in scope the whole time.
right.
So being crushed in that IMAX, like and then the movie is just fine. Like that's why I was like, okay, I greatly enjoy it here. Like the sound and projection are fucking. It's better. It's just better for like. I always choose IMAX, but like, bro, Gladiator 2, I feel like even Wicked would play better on IMAX than Gladiator 2. Because I think
I,
Gladiator's a Dolby movie.
Gladiator's a Dolby movie. I saw Wicked in Dolby, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I talked about in the last
Yeah, I
review,
think
how the second
could I think it's I
it
think
could go
that would
IMAX.
benefit on
Yeah,
IMAX. I think that would benefit better. Like they should have swapped
Right.
premium large screen formats because Dolby is eaten up by Wicked with a couple of Gladiator showtimes, and then IMAX is eaten up by Gladiator with a couple of Wicked showtimes. I'm like, y'all should have
Just swapped them.
swapped.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I besides going out with my brother to hang like to like because I know he'll enjoy this. I have no desire to see Gladiator 2
Two,
again.
yeah. Look, listen, man. Uh, if Denzel really saves this movie from being, and I'm just gonna say this during the Q&A. Denzel's like, I was so impressed by how fast we made this movie. It was a 51-day shoot, and I'm hearing that. I'm like, I'm not surprised. Ridley's 88. He has like 10 movies he wants to make, including an Alien prequel, and I'm just like, bro, can you whatever you want? Can we just close the loop with David with Fede's next movie? Because you're letting Fede do a sequel to Romulus, and it's been
Right.
confirmed that Callie and David are coming back. But I mean, if they're gonna keep doing that, then why are you so adamant of doing this other thing? Like, just give it to. I feel like the next movie could be them like coming across that ship at the end of Covenant, and then we could have the entire movie take place on that ship. So that way we could close the loop on that shit.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, however they make it work, I want new stories, right? I don't want to go back and like, I don't want to have to Inspector Clouseau.
Well, here's
and
the
research.
thing too. Is like I've kind of realized. My brother told me this that Ridley Scott is doing all these sequels to all of his movies because other people have done them, and a majority of people like the sequels better than his, and he's starting to feel some type of way about it. Like a lot of people greatly prefer Aliens to Alien, and I agree. I agree with this one because I haven't talked to anybody who's felt this way, but a lot of people prefer Blade Runner 2049 over the OG Blade Runner, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in that camp too. Like I prefer 2049 over the OG, and he feels some type of way about it, and I hate that he still fucking blames Denis for that movie being shitty. Like Harrison Ford has talked about his experiences making Blade Runner. He's just like, I didn't like it. I liked the movie, but I didn't like making it because
Right.
Ridley never directed me. Like he was just giving me base direction because he was more interested in the technical aspects of it. And then when you hear him talk about this, he's like, yeah, working with Denis was great. Like he gave me so much that wasn't there in the script. And then to the point where he's like, Ridley's in interviews, he's like, you know why it flopped? It was too fucking long. It was too fucking ponderous. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Like I'm not going to talk shit on Ridley because he's given us so much. But I'm also going to say that the OG Blade Runner was notoriously inaccessible
Yeah, yeah,
and ponderous and honestly fucking boring.
yes. That's the thing. 2049 is never boring.
Right? Like I I and I hate to say this because I'm gonna hear people say, "Oh, fucking Blade Runner." And I guess when Blade Runner came out, I was able to see it in a theater, or if it was my first, experience with it, then yeah, I would die on the Blade Runner hill. But I didn't see Blade Runner until I was fucking 23, and
Same.
by
I
the
was like in my 20s too.
and by the time I had seen it, everyone had cannibalized it, right? Like Ridley Scott creates worlds, right? Um, Worlds that other people can play in,
Yes, yes.
right? But he should let them play in these worlds.
Yeah, man. Like I feel bad because Denny, like when he looks back on Blade Runner, he's like, "Yeah, I'll never do that again. I'm gonna just create from my world. I still have nightmares about Blade Runner." And I'm like, "Bro, we all, literally everybody under the sun loves this movie." And that's why he now is a producer and he's like strong-armed Blade Runner back under his control. And that's why it's a TV show, because he's literally overseeing the entire TV show. And I'm just like, man, like I look, I said it before, I'm not a fan of Fede, but it makes me feel some type of way that Fede had to fly to London to get permission to do this fucking alien movie. So I'm kind of glad Noah Hawley was just able to create his
Right.
TV show with no problems.
Right.
Because Alien Earth set 2 years before Alien, they announced. And I'm glad he didn't have to deal with Scott Free and his company. Because that's his name of his company, Scott Free.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I'm never going to badmouth Ridley Scott, but I'm also going to say that you've got other stories to tell, my man.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like, am I the only one that liked The Counselor?
I've never seen it.
I honestly like it when Ridley Scott does like real world sort of ground level, not fucking huge scale shit. I mean,
Nah, man, Kingdom of Heaven is one of the best movies ever made.
yeah, no, Kingdom of Heaven is great, but also like I kind of really fuck with Matchstick Men.
Yeah, that's all right.
But like
right.
I like it
like
when he's actually dealing
all the money in the
directing
world.
people.
Like he needs to start doing that again. Like all the money in the world was great.
Like when he actually directs, when he has the ability to direct people, it's fucking fantastic.
Because Denzel straight up said like there was cameras everywhere, all on set. Like you were always being filmed. And that's another reason why I feel like the movie was made so fast, because there was a camera everywhere. He's able to shoot from every angle, so that way he could just cut it together in post and not have to deal with setups. There are no setups. He just throws up cameras and from what angles he wants it. And I'm just like, he's like, yeah, we don't rehearse. We just go to set. We spend an hour or two figuring it out, and then we just go. And I was just like, and you know what, man? Hearing that, it just makes what Orson said much more true, where he's like, Gladiator II, it feels like a movie from an old man for old men. And it's just like, yeah, man, like when
look, it's either the Roman Empire or World War II. Like men of a certain age, that's their obsession.
Like, damn, like I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead, finish up Gladiator 3, but I don't want any more sequels. Like, bro, I really hope that alien thing fucking dies, because now he's talking shit on Prometheus. He's like, yeah, I was asleep at the wheel for Prometheus. I don't think Prometheus is that good. And I'm like, why are you defending Covenant, but then throwing Prometheus under the bus, bro? Like, what the fuck is happening here, man?
I mean, they're both not very good movies.
I like Prometheus, I really do, but I think Covenant is a piece of shit.
And like I keep on bringing it back to this fan edit where someone put together, making a cohesive story, Prometheus and Covenant, and they're not bad. Like that movie's not bad, considering that they were never meant to be combined together.
I'll be real with you. Maybe after Covenant, the studio should have just been like, Ridley, we're going to just hand it off to somebody else. The movie kind of closes the loop on itself. There's no really open ending other than they fly away, and they could just fly off somewhere.
Right.
And they just flew off to another colony.
And R.I.P. to the Neil Blomkamp Alien movie that we were supposed to get.
Yeah, the one that was so good. Now, even like that has Ridley killing that has killed any interest Sigourney has in doing this franchise ever again. Because she keeps saying that. She's like, Neil Blomkamp had a script I really wanted to do, and then it got blown up. So fuck everything and everyone. I'm not doing this.
And how good must that concept have been to bring Sigourney back?
And then have Michael Benn get back in shape. He started a month of training in the gym to get back into shape. So once he got to set, he could be at like 100%. And it's just like, oh, that fucking sucks. And especially you see the concept art from that film and you're just like, damn, bro, that fucking sucks. It looks like it was going to be Alien Romulus, except with, the characters we all fucking gave a shit about.
Right. Instead of like, the stand-ins.
Yeah.
like the B team.
Callie Spaney might as well just be Ripley Jr., honestly.
Well, I'm not gonna disagree.
Like, I will say this, at least Newman Rapace and Catherine Waterston's character from Covenant felt
they were original, like new people.
They felt like different people.
Right.
I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gladiator II.
Well, okay.
It's fine.
Like,
it's
look,
fine.
Your older brothers are gonna love it.
Right. I don't hate it, but damn, bro, like, if you do 3, bro, make sure you have a better script and don't have David Scarpa write this shit, because everybody, like, part of it is Ridley's fault because we were talking about Ridley, and especially Denzel mentioned that like he never really got direction from Ridley. He would just give him a couple of things to go off of, and he mostly got everything from the script. But, bro, do Gladiator 3 so that way this sequel shit's out of your system. Because out of all this that you're going back to, I'd rather you just do Gladiator 3 and move on than another Alien from you or another Blade Runner from you or anything else in that ilk. Like,
I want some new Ridley Scott stories.
Yeah, man. Like we don't. Sometimes it's okay to let shit grow beyond you as well. Like, I have a feeling once James Cameron gets super old, he's gonna pass the baton on Avatar to somebody else.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, I guarantee he is.
I mean, after he's done with 6, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, he already announced his next movie that he's doing after 5.
Yeah, what is that?
He's doing a movie about a man who survives the Hiroshima atomic bomb, hops on a train, and goes straight to Nagasaki, only get there and the bomb's dropped on that too. It's based on a autobiography, a true story autobiography.
I kind of want to see that tomorrow.
I was just like, oh damn! Oppenheimer unlocked. That movie unlocked everybody's fears about nuclear war again, because now you got Cameron doing that, fucking Denis doing his own thing. We got 2 diaper babies right there at the controls.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Listen, I am serious when I'm going to become Michael Shannon and take shelter, and I build my bunker. And y'all see me in the stores, you'll be like, you think I'm crazy, huh? You think I'm crazy?
Look, I'm going to be hanging out with Taika in New Zealand, because that's the old...
Oh, Taika has already said, he's like, yeah, we don't want Americans here. Like, we see how you guys fucked up your country. Don't come here. Don't come to New Zealand. Like, I've been speaking with the Prime Minister to do exactly what you guys are doing to everybody else. We're going to make sure it happens to you, that when you get here, immediately deported.
Just the white ones.
And you know what? I don't blame him, bro. Listen, if I was the New Zealand Prime Minister, I would pass that into law right now. I'd be like, yeah, like that is law. Like no Americans.
Like you need your visa, your passport, and we got to see who you voted for.
Yeah.
in order to come into this country. What shit's gonna get real quick if all of these other countries start like, but who'd you vote for?
Yo, because bro, colonialism, it like once this shit blows up, white people are gonna go other places and try to colonize that shit.
But they're not gonna look.
And that's why all these other countries, they gotta codify that shit. Like, oh no, you gotta go the fuck back where you came from.
Right, like go back to America.
Like you gotta go. Like I know it's like deadly radiation there, but you gotta go the fuck back, bro. Go back to Missouri and live in the bunker.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right. So Gladiator 2. All right. Let's move on. Let's do the Lighthouse, because we saw this shit in IMAX.
So yeah. I had never seen the Lighthouse, and I was so impressed by seeing The Witch in IMAX that even though I had a chance to watch the Lighthouse before the IMAX re-release, I was like, nah, let me go in fucking clean like I did The Witch. And I am so glad I did. Right. So we were pissing off. Yeah, like it was me, Brandon, and Jamal, and we were pissing off the people that were sitting beside us because we were laughing our fucking asses off.
Yeah, the Lighthouse is a comedy, bro.
Right? It's a deliberate comedy about fucking isolation, madness, toxic masculinity, latent homosexuality. Like it's a man stew. Honestly, the Lighthouse is a man stew, and less mermaid fucking than I was originally led to believe, but more masturbation than anyone told me about.
Were you expecting the mermaid vagina?
I was not expecting the huge mermaid vagina, but that was one of the highlights. That was one of the highlights. Like,
yo, listen,
wow, that production budget was something.
Now you see why I've been talking about this movie. Now you see, because I'm a sicko, and like this is a movie for sickos.
Yeah,
so me.
Yeah, it's beautifully fucking shot. Like the black and white is fucking amazing. This was Willem Dafoe was born to play this part.
Oh,
right?
Yo, listen, you say that, but wait till you see him in Nosferatu.
Oh, word. Oh, word. I love weird Willem Dafoe, right? Willem Dafoe is, to me, the prototype for Walton Goggins, right? Because I love Walton Goggins when he gets real fucking weird and creepy, right? And is wearing a dress. Same thing with Willem Dafoe, right? So Walton Goggins is Willem Dafoe 2024, but the OG Willem Dafoe is just when he's in it, when he's locked in, it's fucking unrecognizable.
Bro, now you see why I quote that speech. And if I tell you to pull up these planks and lick these nails dry and scrub until your fingernails start bleeding, you do it. And by God, you do it with a smile on your face. Swap, dog. Swap.
Oh shit. Yeah. So like the less you know about this fucking movie, the better. But it is I don't know how this was successful.
Yeah, I don't
right?
know either.
Like it's a fantastic movie, and I'm gonna watch it again multiple times.
But the budget was $10 million and it grossed $18 million, and I'm just like, because the marketing was, this is back when A24 still like heavily pushed on social media. Like a lot of this shit popped off because of Instagram, Twitter and YouTube, and they knew how to cut together a good trailer. So, they spent like less than like what, 2 million on marketing. So it made 18 million. So we'll say no more than 13, 12 million.
Right.
So it made 18 million. Like, it is a success. Like, that's wild. Like, I remember going to see this at AMC Hamilton, and the shit was sold out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this movie sold. Like at the first week, yeah, all right, yeah, first weekend sell out. But like beyond that, once people started talking about it and was like talking about how fucking weird it is, like you would only think true diehard cinephiles would be filling those theaters.
Which is funny because a lot of people at the Guild hate this movie.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. 100%. I get why they would hate it. Yeah.
Yo, listen, Robert Eggers knows what I like, and like Nosferatu, I can't say anything other than it's a movie for sickos, and I'm a sicko. Like Robert Eggers understands me. Like he's a sick fuck, and he makes movies for sick fucks like me.
Yeah. So
because the Witch is also sick.
Yeah, it's in a different way, but yeah, like the Green Knight is fucking sick.
Yeah,
and like the Northman, right?
Yeah,
and the Northman's his most accessible movie too.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. I think it might be the Northman because now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't say nothing, but I was just shit where I'm just like. Yeah. And now I'm thinking back on it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's there's some shit. There's a lot of shit I want to say right now. I can't. But yeah. All I'm gonna say is Christmas Day. Make sure you have either Dolby or IMAX tickets for
all right.
I cannot wait to see that motherfucker in IMAX.
Oh, it's gonna fucking sexy. But yeah, The Lighthouse. It lived up to the hype, but like it, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. It's one of those movies.
Yeah, man.
And no matter what, you're not gonna get it on your first screening.
I think The Northman might be his like weakest movie. Now that I've seen everything.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even that is still pretty fucking good.
Like I liked The Northman. I didn't love it. I liked it.
Like, his newest is number 1 for me. Then number 2 is The Lighthouse. Number 3 is The Witch. And then number 4 is The Northman.
Don't forget Green Knight.
Green Knight is David Lowery.
Oh, David Lowery. God damn it. I'm fucking up.
Yo, They put out a picture for his new movie coming out next year called Hail Mary. And you have a pregnant Anne Hathaway dressed like the Virgin Mary. I was like, oh shit. Sick David Lowery's back. Let's get back. David Lowery left.
Let's get back to weird fucking filmmakers.
Sick David Lowery's back.
Let's get back to weird fucking filmmakers.
Yo, shout out to David Lowery. Like, you tried to make your Disney movie. It didn't come out the way you thought it would. And now you're back just making sick shit.
All right. So that's The Lighthouse, unless you got anything else you want to put on it.
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe should have been nominated.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
those were intense performances.
Yeah. All right. I want to move on to The Day the Earth Blew Up: a Looney Tunes movie. There was a Q&A after this, and basically how this came together was when HBO Max launched during COVID. They put up all these Looney Tunes shorts because they commissioned these team of people to create these Looney Tunes shorts. And they did so well and were so critically acclaimed. And the previous regime loved it so much. They're like, make us some Looney Tunes movies that we can make fucking money off of. And they're like, yeah, sure. They're like, any limits? They're like, no, you go ahead. They saw what they came up with and they're like, maybe we should have some limits. Like, you guys got to cut this shit out. Enter David Zaslav. He sees This movie and Coyote versus Acme, and I don't know my man has to be a cokehead because I don't know how you watch this and it's like, oh yeah, we're not. This has to go to. We got to bury this because Ketchup Entertainment bought the rights for this. They're distributing it in February, and dude, the entire theater. I saw this at Dolby 88. By the way, see this in a theater because the sound mix for a cartoon should not sound this good, especially a Looney Tunes. Was not expecting like the whole theater from beginning to end was dying. So the day the Earth blew up is about Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, who, by the way, was not. I did not think these characters could carry a movie. They can't.
Right.
They are left their house by the man who raised them, named Farmer Jim, and I cannot wait for you guys to see this because Farmer Jim is, the stuff they do with Farmer Jim, like the way he's animated. Farmer Jim leaves him this house, and they have to take care of the house. An alien ship crash lands and destroys the roof of the house. So the town mayor hates Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig shows up and is like, you guys got a week to fix this or else you're going to be homeless and you guys are losers and I know you're not going to do this. Well, right as that happened, they get a job at the gum factory. And meanwhile, since gum is the biggest thing in this universe, the alien starts tampering with the gum so it can start mind controlling the world. And it's up to Daffy, Porky, and Porky's new love interest, who also works at the gum factory, named Petunia Pig. All three of them have to save the world.
This sounds hilarious. This sounds like old school Looney Tunes,
Yes,
which was
yes.
slightly subversive.
Yes,
right?
It is old school Looney Tunes for a modern audience, but it still has that 1950s, 1940s sense of humor where I was just like, oh, y'all were allowed to get away with a lot.
It's like, this is a kid's cartoon?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is for kids.
Yeah. I don't know why Warner Discovery, Warner Media, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves this week, haven't leaned more into that legacy Looney Tunes shit. There are grown ass adults right now purchasing Bugs Bunny swag, right? Like, there's Superman is one of the most recognizable symbols, like the S across the globe, and I would bet Bugs Bunny and the other Looney Tunes are on the list of like top 10 recognizable brand entities. Why are we not spending more money making these movies?
What's crazy about this is there's comes a point in time in this movie where it straight up becomes, like, for a good 10 minutes, it straight up becomes the thing. Because, not to give a spoiler, but the monster has the gum has its own brain and comes alive. And the shit just turns into a monster and it straight up becomes the thing.
Yeah,
for a hot minute. And then
love that.
The third act of the movie literally becomes Armageddon.
Like Armageddon? Like the end of the world Armageddon? Or are we talking like fucking...
I'm talking about Michael Bay's Armageddon.
Yo,
That's
so
how deep the cuts are.
So you said the two magic words, right? The Thing, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, and Armageddon, which I will die on any hill defending. Yeah.
Bro, the jokes are so, like, they have a TikTok joke and you're not going to expect it. And the TikTok joke, I was just like, I was like, you're allowed, they got Daffy doing that. By the way, this is probably the craziest I've ever seen Daffy. Like, Daffy is, I was like, bro, Porky needs to put him in a mental institution.
I mean, Daffy's always been unhinged, right? Like, he's always been an unhinged character.
Yeah, but not like this.
Between you hearing you talk about this movie and what we've heard about Coyote versus Acme, what the fuck were you thinking? Zavlov.
During the Q&A, the dude who was moderating it, he straight up's like, is it really this hard to make a Looney Tunes movie? And he just goes, the dude who was there, he just goes, well, apparently. And the whole theater just busted out laughing.
Like, this sounds like easy fucking money.
Yeah, because they said, like, the reason how they got to this concept is when they were given free reign to make this movie, they wanted to do characters who normally aren't highlighted in Looney Tunes. So it came down to Marvin the Martian and then Porky and Daffy, because they said, yo, Porky and Daffy are severely underrated and severely underused. We didn't want to do another Bugs Bunny and Friends movie or a movie strictly about bugs. So they chose these two, and it worked. Like, the reason they chose these two as a pair as well is because he was like, we didn't realize going back and watching some of the old stuff, they're always paired up and they're always getting into trouble together. I was like, oh, okay, that's smart. But like, yeah, they work well together. And I like, for minor characters, nobody really thinks of, like, they do carry a movie well.
I mean, it has to be better than Space Jam 2.
Yo, there's a post-credit scene, bro.
Right.
And it is a whole joke to modern Hollywood right now. Where Porky Pig comes out, and you know how at the end of every Looney Tunes, he always goes, a beat, 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 a beat, a beat, beat, a beat, a beat, beat. That's all, folks.
Right.
Yeah, Daffy comes out and says some shit, and we were all laughing.
Yo.
By the way, you see the origin of how Porky got that stutter, and it's so fucked up. The whole theater went, oh.
Yo, I cannot wait for February for this shit to come out.
Yeah, it's the end of February. I want to say February 27th or 25th or 26th, but don't quote me. It's literally the end of February. They're screening it now because the word of mouth and the reviews have been so positive that they're going to try and push it for best animated film now.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it may get it. I haven't seen it, but I've already seen the best animated film of the year.
I will say this has been a strong year for animation, man, because I've seen better animated films than I have live action films. Like, come on, bro. We should not be sitting here in December, and basically almost December, saying like, yeah, Transformers 1 was one of the best films of the year, and to me, that's not even the best animated film of the year.
Right.
But it's one of the best films of the year. Like, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was just like, yo, Zavlov, he needs to get it together, because Ketchup Entertainment is a joke of a company because of the movies they put out in their name. Because, you know, they put out that Hypnotic. They put out something else. I forget what movie it was. It was a movie we're all just like, yeah, that seems like some shit like that. And now they got this, and I'm like, oh, y'all are about to make some easy money off this.
Right.
Like some real easy money. If Zavlov didn't know how to sell this or didn't think he could make money off of this, then you shouldn't be running a studio, bro. I don't know how you sit here and watch this and say, like, there's no way we can make money off this.
100%. Like, people love animated films, right? And the thing about animated films that are aimed towards kids, you have at least 3 or 4 in-person, in-theater visits for that shit while it runs.
I mean, The Wild Robot came out in September, right? Mm-hmm. It hit VOD like a little earlier this month. Still selling out
in theaters. Yeah. Right? Because kids will drag their parents to see something that they love ad nauseum.
Bro, the first Paw Patrol movie dropped on Paramount Plus and in theaters the same day. Mm-hmm. There was a movie me and you had to review, and I remember going to theaters to see the other movie, and Paw Patrol was like sold out the entire day. I'm like, motherfuckers could watch this at home and save mad money and save money on, like, because they were buying popcorn by like the buckets, and I'm like,
right.
What is going on?
Like kids, if you have something aimed towards kids that's also good, you're printing fucking money. And
the the day the Earth blew up. I cannot wait to see this with my brother when it hits theaters. This shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I can't. Like I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for it.
They had a joke with Farmer Jim where Farmer Jim was gonna commit suicide by slowly walking into the lake as he's saying goodbye to Daffy, and they were just like, yeah, you guys got to cut that shit.
Old school Looney Tunes.
Like it was gonna be like a sweet emotional goodbye, and it would just be like for kids, oh, a cartoon's doing something stupid, and for us, we like adults would be like, oh wow, this is dark but funny at the same.
But like that's the thing. If you look at some of those old Looney Tunes cartoons, they were dark as fuck. They were almost mean.
Yo, come on, man. Elmer Fudd and Porky Pig. Like, I mean, not Porky. Elmer Fudd and Bugs.
Right.
Like, that shit's hilarious. Like, every time trying to kill him with a shotgun in a kid's cartoon and just making jokes about it.
Oh, man.
I know. Yo, I just realized, like, I was like, damn, Elmer Fudd is like every Midwestern stereotype or Appalachian stereotype rolled into one.
Elmer Fudd voted MAGA. Elmer Fudd definitely voted for Trump.
That's why, that's why Bugs fucks with him all the time.
Elmer Fudd has a Blue Lives Matter fucking sticker on the back of his pickup truck.
Oh my god! All right, let's move into Flow.
I wanted to watch Flow again right after our screening yesterday. Honestly, it is, and without hyperbole, it is one of the best animated films I've seen in a long time. I mean, like, when I say best, I meant the one that resonated and connected with me on like an emotional level.
I think that in addition to what you just said, I think Orson, when we were talking with him yesterday, I think he's also right, is that you could sit anyone down to watch this movie and we could just watch it. Like me and you could be in a room full of people speaking Slavic and German and they would get it as much as we would.
Right.
Like this is a universal movie that I think it works for literally every person on earth, unless you're a fucking cold-hearted bastard.
Right, unless you're a sociopath, right, or a psychopath. And the thing about it is, there's no dialogue.
Nope.
Right? It is all character movement and sound, like
and
animal
expression.
sounds, and expression, right? But if you've ever had an animal, right? Like if you've had a dog, like you
recognize dog. Yeah. The cat was very true to the cat. The capybara, true to a capybara, because I've seen so many. That's primarily how I spend my time on Instagram, is watching capybara videos.
Yo, look, I fucking love a capybara, and apparently, like the only thing
don't spoil the magic. Don't spoil the magic.
I'm not gonna spoil the magic, but like, not only are the animals like true to animals, but
they move like animals.
They move like animals, but they're also like on the verge of anthropomorphic, right? So like they're doing stuff humans would do, but in an animal way. Yeah.
I'm just gonna come out and say this. I'm probably gonna vote for this for best animated feature.
Oh, 100%.
For because I got to vote for a couple of organizations now, and like across both, I'm like, okay, well, Flow is best animated film.
Right? Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to watch it right after, and here's the thing: even though the animals, like they're in peril, right? They're constantly in peril, and unlike an American-made or standard-made film, I honestly felt that they were in real danger.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
They might actually die.
Yeah. I hope, I can't wait for the Criterion to come out, because, whenever I'm having a bad day or I'm feeling down, or I just need something to put into the background as I make my bed and iron my clothes, this will go on. This will go on.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, and I was talking to someone else outside the screening. Um, your grandkids will be watching this movie, right? Like, seems like a movie that's going to be part of like world culture. Does that make like
Yeah,
it
I know
feels like
exactly what you mean because like it comes back to the point I made earlier, which is
Mm,
anyone can watch this. Like I'm dead serious. Like we could be in a Russian prison, and for movie night, they say in Russian like tonight's movie is Flo, and we're the only two English speaking motherfuckers in there. They put it on, and I guarantee you, everybody just be sitting there watching it. It's
right.
like
Just yeah.
enjoying it.
It is universal, and it is going to be like one of those heritage movies, right? Like grandkids you don't have yet are going to be watching this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it exceeded my expectations, which were already pretty high. Because I remember I remember just going on uh Letterbox and somebody posted a review for this, and I'm like, this looks like the PS2 game Ico. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? And I read his review, and then I looked up the trailer, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, let me send this to Jeff, and I sent it to you. And what do you
Yeah.
think when you first saw the trailer?
When I saw it, I was like, I mean, it looked sort of like it gave me big Shadows of the Colossus vibes.
Right, and you know
Right?
what Ico is, right?
Right. Like a big, yeah. That's
Right,
that
right.
whole entire animation style.
Yeah, yeah.
But like with animals, it's like, yeah, I'm sold, motherfucker. You got a dog in there acting like a dog? Yeah.
Yeah, so like I very rarely are my expectations are exceeded, but it happened twice this week. And I'm really surprised by how much I liked it. Like everybody kept telling me how good it was, and I was looking forward to it, and I thought I was going to walk out and be like, "Man, that was good."
Right.
But like I'm walking out, I'm like, "Oh no, this is great."
Yeah, no, like it is a great piece of filmmaking. And
Only 88 minutes. Thank God.
right, 88 minutes, and you're feeling all sorts of waves of emotions throughout the whole entire time. There's no dead space.
Right, it's
Right.
a journey. That's what's cool about it. Like it really is a journey.
Right. And the thing is, they made this for less than $4 million.
And the dude just turned 30. It makes me hate my entire life.
Yeah, but he's been working on it for 5 years. Yeah, so he spent most of his 20s working on this shit.
I mean, it paid off.
Yeah, no, 100%. It paid off. And fun fact, he made this using readily available free software. The whole entire thing's made in Blender.
Yep.
Which you can download. If you're listening to this, you can download Blender right now.
Yep. Yeah, like very rarely, like I feel bad because I was talking to Orson before you showed up for the piano lesson, and I feel bad because he made something else too that was pretty popular. And now because that was animal based and this is animal based, now he's just like, everybody just wants me to do animal things, and like I'm interested in doing like other stuff. And I'm like, I had to look at Orson, I'm like, that's Hollywood, right, man? I was like, I had to use this example. I'm like, that's exactly what happened with Fincher. Like they just wanted him to keep making serial killer movies. He's like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
man, like just get
but
pinned
no.
down. And just a stereotype. I like that's why I feel bad for Daisy Edgar Jones, because it wasn't until normal people. Because I saw her that way. She's like, I'm tired of playing the ingenue and the nice girl. And then I saw
Right.
normal people. I'm like, oh, you could play like complicated, fucked up characters. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I could spend hours talking about how much I loved Flow, but not only is this one of the best animated films I've ever seen, it's definitely in my top for 2024.
Yeah. Something I should probably start working on tomorrow, because my votes are coming up, and then by the time I want to get our list up before Christmas, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes. Yeah. One of the best of 2024. And like,
yeah, man, this
by
is
a long shot. By a long shot.
Very rarely do you get this, and I see why these guys are from somewhere in Europe.
Latvia.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody in America would make this shit.
Oh,
Nobody's
God, no.
thoughtful enough. or empathetic enough to make some shit like this
Like
here in America.
If this were a studio movie and it was exactly the same, like no one touched it, no one did anything, this would be the highest grossing movie of the year if a studio put this out.
Oh yeah, and put like the actual marketing behind it.
Right.
You know, I would like to see this shit in IMAX, bro.
Yeah.
You know, just sit and just vibe and just ride with it.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it is poetry, right? So you would see this movie different than the person that's next to you will see the movie. You'll share the same emotions, but you might get different things out of it.
And you know what's fucked up? What's fucked up is every single character in this goes on an arc.
100%. It's just not the cat.
What?
It's just not the cat, right?
Yeah,
like they all
of them. Yeah. Well, all the protagonists.
Right.
Because there's a couple of side characters where they run off at the end. I was like, oh yeah.
So you fucking dicks.
Yeah. Even his homeboy, he's like just barking like, I vouch for y'all. I vouch for y'all.
Right. And yo, as soon as I said that, it's like, see, this is why you can't give niggas a chance.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was like, damn, the seagull had it right. Should have left y'all. Yo, also I feel so bad for that seagull because like I was like, damn, this isn't a kid's movie, bro. That's fucking more intense than what happens in some movies that are more violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like even Orson was like, yeah, that was gangster.
Right? Like we can't ruin it for you, right? You
because it's a big moment. Yeah, I was sitting there, I was just like, oh wow.
I was like, okay, all right. It was like, wait, no, stop. Like he's learned his lesson. Stop.
It's just got real dark real quick. Man, and you know what? What I like is there are some parts that are open to interpretation. Like, why is there cat statues? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Why are there cat statues?
Why does a character ascend?
Right. What's with this Aurora Borealis like every night? Like,
yeah. What's up with the Leviathan?
What's
up with that?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to see this movie again now.
Yeah. I just as we're doing this review, I literally just got an email with updated screeners, and they added this, and I was like, oh, well,
yo, let me know.
I got.
Let me know. I'll go.
No. It's a digital screener. I was like,
what?
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm gonna watch it tomorrow on my TV again.
Oh shit! Like, pass that shit off. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. I want to see that again.
All right. Let's move on. You know what? Yeah, we'll save September 5th for last. Let's do the piano lesson. It's good, and that's all I got. Like, it's good. I think it's a little too long. Honestly.
It's, and I was saying this after the screening yesterday, and then after our conversation with the director or the Q&A. This seemed like the movie directed itself, right? Because it's based on an August Wilson play, and most of the leads in this have been doing this play for a while, right? So it played the acting was as if it were theatrical, right?
Yeah.
It was bigger than it needed to be.
Yeah.
For the screen. That being said, it's good. It's black as fuck. It's super fucking black, like country black, which resonated with me because, like, yeah, I know that motherfucker. That's my fucking
that's
uncle.
my uncle. Yeah, hell yeah,
right, that's my uncle. Right,
like John David, the way he acts and talks, I'm like, oh yeah, that's me when I get fucked up. Like Jeff can attest to that.
Yeah, like that's like I know every motherfucker in that room.
Just
right.
You know how I walk in and be like, let's go with y'all niggas. Hey, why you still got that shit? Let me sell it. And I'll get some money.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's on Netflix right now. If I had known that it was dropping on Netflix this weekend, I wouldn't have gone to the screening.
I have to because I don't have Netflix. So I'm happy. Also, I'm happy that I did see it in the theater because the sound mix is incredible. Yeah. I kind of wish it leaned more into the supernatural horror aspect a little more.
Yeah.
I know it's a play. I know August Wilson, right? August
Right.
Wilson.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, yo, I know he's like reserved and like you can't fuck with the sauce because he's black royalty. But fuck it, man, make this shit a full on horror movie.
Like either a horror movie or something. Like it felt like three different genres,
Yeah.
right? And none of them actually kind of vibe together. I've never read the play. I've never seen it performed.
And
Right.
they said the play is longer, and I'm just sitting here. I was like, oh, bro, I'm not seeing the play because this doesn't need to be longer.
Like I actually I would have preferred to have seen the play. Right. But it's good. It is Malcolm Washington, Denzel's son. It's his first. It's his
Directorial debut.
the directorial feature length debut. It's fine. I'd like to see what he could do if it were like something he actually had control over, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a
I
good debut, and I think you
it's
can make a better movie. I
it's
think
a
he
good
had control, but it's definitely a first feature.
right. Well, it's a first feature. I mean, with A-list stars, but like here's the thing: it is an August Wilson play produced by Denzel Washington, starring John David Washington,
Written by
and
Virgil Williams, adapted
right,
by Virgil. Like
yeah,
let's also we
right,
should probably say that like Virgil
right,
Williams was there. Like
right, and Samuel Jackson. Uh, there's a lot of star power there and a lot of legacy that you couldn't fuck with,
right.
right? And so that's why I say it felt like the movie directed itself.
Danielle Deadweiler, she needs more work, bro. Because everything I've seen
Yeah,
her in, she has not turned in a bad performance once.
right.
Like even the Emmett Till movie, which I thought was
Yeah.
she would killed it. I can't think of one bad performance from her, and like I'll be real with you, this is probably the best John David's ever been.
Yeah, yeah. Like I just wish that performance was turned down. Just like it was at a 10, turn it down to a 9, and honestly, it might have been awards worthy,
Maybe,
right?
maybe just
Yeah.
because I don't think like yo, don't crucify me. I just don't think this material's strong enough.
I think the material's strong enough. I just think because it was so theatrical, it was over the top. But like if it was played just a little subtler, like it would have hit different.
Also, then it helped that I was a little drunk and tired.
Yeah, I mean, we did have I had a cocktail beforehand, and
I had a
like
couple.
we were playing the like, all right, let's wake each other up game. Like it was like every once in a while he'd nudge me, and I was like, but because I snore, so it's obvious when I fall asleep. When he falls asleep, I was like, I'm gonna give him 5 more minutes.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like the best part of the movie shouldn't be like the last 5 minutes where
Right.
I was just like, oh, like this is what I want. This is what the whole movie should have been.
I mean, honestly, the best part for me is when they start singing in the fucking kitchen.
That too, yeah, that was the best sequence too. But
Yeah.
that's the second best in my opinion. But my
Okay.
favorite is like the whole end, bro. That shit is amazing. Like also you
Yeah.
could tell that's really John David getting thrown around. I'm like, damn, bro. I guess Christopher Nolan has you fucked up on doing your own stunts now. God damn, that nigga got to your head, bro.
What if John David becomes the black version of Tom Cruise when it comes to doing your own stunts?
I hope so. I don't want him to end up like Brendan Fraser because Brendan Fraser is fucked up from doing all of his own stunts on The Mummy.
Yeah, man. That's why you haven't,
So
like for everyone who doesn't know, that's why you haven't seen him in a while. Like, because his back was like he was fucked up.
yeah, man. Yeah, between what really fucked him up was Mummy 2 and then Mummy 3. So
Right.
I was just like, damn, bro, like yo, man, don't let Christopher Nolan get in your head, my guy. Like I know he made you do it for Tenet, but bro, you ain't making Tenet, you making a play. Like you have a stunt man come in and get thrown down the stairs and against the wall. Cause goddamn, bro, like those were some hard ass hits.
Yeah. So it's good. It's fantastic for Netflix, right? Considering
If you have a good home theater setup. Otherwise, if you don't and you live in the city like LA or New York or any other Netflix owned theater,
theater,
go see it.
go see it. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into our final review. September 5.
September 5 is it. We've had banger thrillers this year, right? Conclave, like simple shit, right? Like Conclave is on paper a simple concept, right? September 5 on paper is a simple concept, but the direction, the writing, the acting fucking elevate this. Like it's amazing. It's like September 5 had me on the edge of my seat, even though I knew exactly how it was going to play out.
September 5 joins, as Jess said, Conclave. Juror number 2 for me is also a great thriller, and Seed of the Sacred Fig, which is definitely the second best behind Conclave as far as thrillers this year. Because the Seed of the Sacred Fig, that shit is wild. Yeah, September 5. I really dig this, and like I was leaning forward about 90% of the runtime. My only complaint is the politics in this movie. Like it comes at a time where I'm just like absolutely wrong time to drop this. Fantastic film, but like
right, because but then again, that conflict has been going on for centuries.
But I mean, now it is gotten to a point where we are watching a genocide in real time.
Right. So if you don't know, September 5 is about the ABC sports team, broadcast team, who inadvertently are the only boots on the ground to report on the Munich Olympics hostage situation.
Yeah.
And everything they have to go through to be able to report this, right? And it's honestly, because I've been in the control room, I've worked in a control room setting. It's amazing to see how they had to do shit in order to make and to report this.
Because TV newsrooms are small. Those things are tiny. Like
right.
The control booths are like you can only fit the equipment and the people running the equipment, and that's it.
Right, and the technology, right? Like they had to those letterings that you see on like those old news broadcasts. They had a camera, which I found fascinating, that was dedicated just to that, and someone would just like put the letters up individually and shoot that as a plate.
Yep,
I'm getting some nerd shit
and overlay it.
Right.
Yep. I think this is incredibly acted. The redhead German woman stands out for me because I've never seen her before.
Right.
And she's so pretty and gives such a great performance. I'm like, why is this like the first time I'm ever seeing you in anything?
I mean, maybe she's real young. I don't know.
Joe Maganaro continues to be probably one of our most underrated actors, even though he's been in stuff that has been nominated for Best Picture. You know what I'm saying? Like my man just does not get the love he really deserves.
Like, honestly, he was one of the best parts of what the fuck was it?
Past Lives.
Past Lives. Jack fucking not Jack Reacher. Jack Ryan.
He was in that?
Remember he was the drone pilot?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was. Yeah, look. Homie's been great. Also great to see. Oh man, I forget what Homie's name is. But I'll come back around to him and give flowers to Peter Sarsgaard because he's cool too. Peter Sarsgaard, I ran into him coming out the bathroom. When he was coming out, I was going in.
Right.
And he looked at me like, oh, he looked at me like, oh yeah, you're somebody I wanted to run into, just because he kept looking at me during the Q&A.
Oh, word? Okay.
And I was just like, hey man, congratulations on the film. He's like, thank you. I noticed, he's married to Maggie Gyllenhaal. And
Oh, okay.
Maggie's in
Yeah.
Brooklyn right now shooting The Bride, which is a big budget, her big budget version of The Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay, cool.
Starring her, Jessie Buckley as the bride and Christian Bale's Frankenstein. I didn't notice this. He has earrings in. I was like, damn, bro, everybody has earrings except for me. I was like, Peter Sarsgaard looking cool as shit with these earrings in. I should have gave him props for his performance in the Batman, honestly.
Yeah.
But Ben Chaplin, that's his name. Ben Chaplin as Marvin Bader. He's like the conscience of this movie. Because he's the one who brings up, like, bro, what happens? I think we're aiding these terrorists. Like, they're probably watching our broadcast.
Yeah. That was one of the most tense parts of the movie, is when you realize, like, okay, there's journalists. Like, are you doing your job, or are you fucking ruining the chances of these people getting out alive? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Ben Chaplin's another one he's been working for decades and still really hasn't been appreciated, honestly. But yeah, I got no complaints on this motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great companion piece
to Munich,
right? Because
I like
right
it
after,
better than Munich.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's better than Munich, because, and we'll talk about this on another episode. I rewatched Munich, and I've got some issues with that.
Yeah, that'll be our next episode. Next episode, definitely.
Yeah,
because our next episode we're only gonna review 2 movies.
Right.
So,
but but this is like I watched this, and then I watched Munich, and it made Munich better, but also watching Munich made this superior. Right?
Yeah, because it gives more context. This is more easy. The situation here is easily defined. Whereas Munich, they give you a whole backstory and shit, and you're just like, wait, what? Also, Munich, as dicey as the politics are in this, and at least this I empathize with, because I don't think that just shouldn't have happened, and they went about it the wrong way.
Right.
Munich is just, I love you, Spielberg, but that shit is straight up just some Zionist, like.
And look, that's like, honestly, it's like someone complaining, if we did a movie about being black in America and someone who wasn't black in America complaining about that.
But you know what? Some Jewish people have said, like, yeah, Munich is wild Zionist. So, like, I'm not saying Munich is bad, because it's not. But I like, we gotta just say, we just gotta say what it is. It's fucking Zionist, man. Like there's just no way around it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's there is no moral gray area for this.
Yeah,
in Munich.
Yeah,
it is very This is how the filmmakers feel.
Yeah. So, 90 minutes, just like I saw this the same day I saw The Day the Earth Blew Up. So I saw this and then got to decompress with that, and I gotta say, good day, because not only both movies were great, but they were both only 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
I don't need honestly, I don't need a 2-hour or 2-hour plus movie anymore.
It depends on what it is, right? Depends on what it is. If we're seeing this shit, like, I'm like, I don't. Shorter films.
Yeah, you can, like, just because you can have a long run time doesn't mean you should.
You have to justify it, bro. Because a lot of these movies, I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. Like, the only movie I sat through this year that was OD long, and I think probably should have been longer, is Dune.
It's fair. So, it should have been another movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a 500-page book, and the book is separated into 3 parts. So it should have been.
Right.
But with that said, our next episode, we're going to have a long-ass movie, and one of the most praised movies of the year. Everybody says it's a must-see. It's a new American classic, and I'm just like, all right, well, Calm your tits down and let me see. Let me.
Like it better be for 4 hours.
Well, I should say this: 3.5 hours, 30 minutes for a Q&A, and at the hour 40 mark, we get 15 minutes intermission.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So it better be a new American classic.
Yeah, nigga. Because look, I've seen a lot of movies this year, and I'm already basically made my list up. Like, so like you got to be real special to make this list.
Right.
So like I don't know, man. Like,
all right, well you'll hear the skinny next week or this week actually.
Because I guess the last awards, quote unquote awards movie I have to see is Night Bitch.
I really want to see that movie.
Oh, we're allowed to bring guests.
When is that?
Sunday.
We'll talk offline.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk offline. But but I'll go see Night Bitch.
The title.
Yeah, I love like what are you gonna say? Night Bitch.
All right, that is episode 140.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Nord, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, aka He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best.
It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.